What's up, everybody? Where are all my fathers at? This is Chad here. I feel a little neglected since Josh left me for the weekend to see his family in the UP, but looked like he had a good time. If you haven't checked out his videos, make sure you do, because the first one I really liked. He really got pretty in depth on what he's struggled with the past few years. So just got home from work, meetings all day. Got my lunch. It's about 3 o'clock. So how many dads out there don't eat lunch at lunchtime? Yeah. As you know, I'm a blueberry farmer, but I also represent the blueberry farmers in my state of Michigan. So I had some meetings along the state today that I had to go to and attend. My brain is fried. I got my Coke, my caffeine kick. I've had about 2 cups of coffee, maybe a third. I don't remember how many I had, but just wanted to get a chance to talk to everyone while Josh isn't here, because he always takes over and talks too much. I'm just joking. That's me. Don't mind the button. I'm in relax mode. But a little bit about my history. I've been married 15 years to my beautiful wife, Kelly. And, marriage, it's not easy. It's continuing to grow with each other and to learn how to live with one another. Honestly, me and my wife, we joke all the time that she's the only person I could be friends with for this long, and that's saying something. We're both very stubborn people. The reason I fell in love with my wife is because she's honest, and she always tells me the truth, or what her brain's thinking. She doesn't filter anything out, whether it's good or bad. Trust me, there's a lot of good or bad, and if you know the hot, crazy matrix, yeah, my wife's, she's on that scale for sure. She's hot, but she's crazy. So, but to be honest, I've always wanted to be married. I remember when I was younger, you look at your father figures ahead of you, like your grandfathers or your dads, your uncles, and you're like, man, how do I get to how do I get to that point where I don't have to date? Because I hate dating. It's so hard, and I'm so glad I don't have to date in 2024. But I'll never forget when I first met my wife. I was throwing a house party. I had a house at the time. I was single. I didn't want to move back home after college, so I bought a small ranch house, and I'd throw house parties about every weekend. And my friends had told me about this cute blonde that was coming to my party that night. And she was a Catholic girl, and at the time I wasn't Catholic, so I was like, well, I would never date a Catholic chick, And I think we were playing beer pong in the dining room, because I'm single, and that's what we did back then. That was early 2000s. I'm dating myself a little bit. But she walked in the room, she walked in the house, and my dining room was like a foot taller than the living room. It's like it's not a bi-level, but it's just kind of goes up a little bit. She walked in, and she had short blonde hair, and I think she had like a black tank top or something. Real nice. And I bumped my buddy. It wasn't Josh, it was somebody else, I think. And I said, I need to get that girl's number. And I don't say that very often, but she was the most gorgeous woman I'd ever seen. I couldn't believe she gave me the time of day to talk to her or take her on dates. But 3 months later, we were dating. And I knew right away I was going to marry her, but I knew I couldn't ask for permission after only 3 months of dating. So I waited 3 more months. And I went to her father and mother's house and asked permission, sat on the couch next to her mom, who's about 110 pounds. And her dad's about 7 feet tall. And I was scared shitless of dad. Come to find out, daddy was the easy one. It was mom that was the tough one. So I'll never forget that moment. One of the biggest moments of a man's life is asking for permission to marry someone's daughter. And I try to teach that to my boys, that respect to women is huge. I think that's what society misses sometimes. Yes, women are our equals. I treat my wife like my equal. Trust me, she kicks my ass when she needs to kick my ass. No doubt about that. But we're partners in this marriage, and we walk side by side. We We don't push each other behind each other. We're partners. And but I think it's important that men, speak with the family before they ask their wife to marry them, or vice versa. I'm open to new things. If the wife or the girlfriend wants to ask the boyfriend's parents' permission, go right ahead. This world we live in is equal, so go for it. But that's just the way I was raised. That's kind of the way her parents lived. And she has 2 older brothers, so I knew if I didn't do that, they'd probably kick my ass. So, and I was scared shitless of her brothers at the time, but now we're cool. But yeah, so I went there, asked permission. I think it was like 9 months later we got married, and we've been married ever since. We have 1 biological son, Winston, and then we have 2, at the moment we have 2 foster boys that we are actually in the process, which I haven't talked about. Been meaning to bring this up eventually, but we're in the process of adopting. And if that's the case, I can officially put them on social media. But part of the rules for foster care is I can't say their names or post any pictures of them because of privacy issues, which I totally agree with. But I'm very proud of them. They're good boys. My middle child, he is doing great. Loves sports. He's in 1st grade, so he's very smart. My oldest is in 2nd grade. And then our youngest, he will be 3 next month. He is in daycare at the moment. But Josh did his little video all by himself. I didn't know we were doing that. Kind of got a little jealous. So I thought I'd just kind of, guys, give you the history of my life so far at this moment. I mean, we're fresh into the Front Porch Dads. But this whole idea that me and Josh have come up with is for men to just talk, to listen to me talk if you want, or comment on us, because as fathers to our children, it is important that they understand the role of a father. I honestly believe that has been diminished for so long that we are in the situation as a society where we are now. Not saying I want to go back in time. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the way this world spins, as fathers, as men of this world and of our families, we have to teach our kids respect. We have to teach them to treat each other with respect and to listen, and how to treat a woman if they're a boy, and how to be treated if they're a girl. I don't have daughters. Josh does. I don't want daughters at this point, but if I ever do get a daughter, I will love you. If she looks at this in 5 years, fine. But right now I have only boys, and I will tell you, I don't know if I could handle another girl. So my wife's enough. But to be honest, the reason me and Josh do this, the reason why we love the support from everyone, and make sure you subscribe to all of our channels. We're on all the channels, X, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We're working on Spotify. That costs a little bit of money, and right now we're not making any money. But we're investing in ourselves, and we're investing in you guys. And we're telling our story so that others can tell their story and really become the best dads that they can be. Because to be honest, this world is tough. And as a father and as a husband, there are days, not many, when I get the whole house to myself for a few moments before the kids get home from school, that I can reflect on being a dad. And that's why I recorded this right now, and partly because I was jealous of Josh. But if you're a dad and you like us, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Check us out on YouTube and all that fun stuff. Stay tuned. We got some fun stuff coming for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, and don't forget the bourbon. I got the Coke right now. It's middle of the day. It's a work day, but don't you worry. The bourbon will come soon. So peace out, guys. Cheers.